I'm going to describe briefly what happens during a watch. Every watch has got an overseer. So you would have an overseer and at least 2 people praying. In most watches, we have more than 2 people. So the watches start at 12, 3, 6, 9 during the day and 12, 6, 3, 9 during the night. The overseer kicks off the watch by posting the names of those on the rota to pray during that 3-hour period. Then the overseer puts a summary of the main prayer points. One of the things to note is that when you commit to pray within a watch, say between 3 and 6, then you can pray at any time within that watch. So it is not fixed that it has to be 3 a.m. or 3:30 a.m. You could start at 3:05, you could start at 4 o'clock, you could start at 5 o'clock, you could start at 5:30. As long as you've got enough time to pray for 30 minutes within that watch, that's fine. That's what we do. So at the start of the watch, once the overseer announces the people who will be praying during that period, sometimes you might not have anybody join for the next 1 hour. But in most cases, you'll find at least one person join almost immediately after the overseer posts the names of those who are praying during that watch. Remember, this is a virtual meeting place. It is not a physical face-to-face meeting place. That is why we have this method of announcing the passing of the baton. Effectively, if you were in a relay race that was physical, you will see when the baton is being passed from one person to the other. You do not need to announce it, but for this continuous prayer chain, we need to announce it because we're not physically in the same place. So when people join the tower, they come in there and say, praying now. They could post anything else. Some people just put an icon of hands together to show that they're praying. Some people say, I'm entering now with praise and worship. It really is up to them. Nothing is mandated in that kind of manner. Most important thing is they need to announce that they're praying so that we know that the continuous prayer is happening. Earlier on, when we covered what the mission is for the watchtower, we talked about the salvation of souls, we talked about the church becoming salt and light again, and we talked about the healing of our land, plus we talked about the protection of the members of the watchtower. We have got quite a lot of prayer points around those themes that the Holy Spirit has inspired us to pen. A lot of those you will find on the website called the Prayer Tower, but we post those prayers onto the WhatsApp group. So after the overseer announces who is praying and puts in a summary of the prayer points, as they feel led by the Holy Spirit, they can begin to post some of those prayers that we have already got within the WhatsApp group. So they could have an expanded prayer on praying for our local community. They could have an expanded prayer on praying for the next generation. All those prayers are there. Sometimes they repost them. Sometimes they tweak them as led by the Holy Spirit. Sometimes they post even brand new ones as led by the Holy Spirit, but all within those main themes. Now, the overseer is not the only one who posts prayers. The people on the watch also post prayers. Some people actually like to even type in their prayer, almost treating it like a prayer journal. People often post a worship song. Maybe it is a song that's playing in the background as they're praying. Typically it will be a link to a YouTube worship song. You find people also posting words of prophecy, what has been laid on their heart, words of encouragement, words of wisdom, even a dream that they had the night before, all in line with the themes that we're praying for. It is quite a vibrant place because people are free to post what the Lord lays on their hearts around the themes that we're praying for. What you also find is it's not only the people that are scheduled to pray on that watch that post. Every now and again, other members of the watchtower dip in. It may be their lunchtime at work. It may just be that they're on the train on the way home. They just look into the watchtower and they post a word of encouragement. They post something that the Lord has laid on their hearts. They read some of those prayers and say a resounding amen to it. They post a song that they're listening to as on their way back from work. It is constant prayer. It is continuous, and it really is a place where you find the manifestation of praying without ceasing because we're doing it together. By and large, that is how we operate. It is as simple as that. We have a fixed rota. We have flexibility to post even when we're not rotated to pray. We have an overseer that ensures that things are going smoothly within the watch. People post prayers based on the main themes, putting words of encouragement based on those, and it goes on like that. We have 2 administrators for the group. They are also overseers, but in addition to the oversight responsibility, they are responsible for adding people to the group when new people want to join the watchtower. They are responsible for ensuring that we keep to the guidelines. They're also responsible for adding new prayers based on the main themes. For example, there was an increase in persecution, which we could read in the newspapers. So the administrators put together a prayer point to cover the Christians who are being persecuted in the UK. So that is one example of a new prayer point, still based on the main themes, but specific to something that was happening at the time. I hope you found all of that useful. I've given a summary of what we do within the watchtower. Next, I'm going to highlight what we do not do within the watchtower.